bring awareness to this shit that's going on right now. And I just feel like I at least want to make this video so that I can make other people aware, people who maybe aren't seeing what's happening, whatever the case is. Long story short, there's this lame ass dude who preys on children, like anywhere from 9 to 14, 15, even 16 sometimes, but he likes them young. His name's Dahvie Vanity, Dahvie Vanity. And his band, or what used to be a big band, was called Blood on the Dance Floor. I'll give you a warning now, it's the most wretched, terrible music I've ever heard in my life. And that's not because I despise this guy. I mean, just go listen to it. Just go listen to one song, and I guarantee you, as soon as he starts singing, or if that's what you want to call it, singing, you'll turn it right off, because it's terrible music. I mean, I don't even know how to, it's just like he's just screaming into the mic or yelling into the mic, and he's just talking about nasty shit. And a couple times in his songs, he talks about some of the situations he's been in with these minors, and how they you get it, they gave him oral sex, and he's had sex with multiple, probably over 100 women, or I'm sorry, 100 little girls who are underage. All right. And what this sicko does, and I see how his plan, or whatever you want to call it, works. You know, he's overly famous. He's into the emo scene. He's into the whole, like, I don't know, fake wigs and pink hair and this and that. I don't know, it's ridiculous. Either way. So, what this guy does, this scum does, is he would go on tour, and every show, for some reason, maybe it was all emo bands, that whole emo phase. I had the long emo haircut, the girl pants, all that, like tight ass shirts. Like I was into it. I wanted to sing, and yada yada yada. But this ain't about me. So a lot of that genre, a lot of younger teenagers, I guess you want to call them that, or children for that matter, they get hooked into the scene, and they love it. They feel important, just like how I did. You know what I mean? I felt cool. You know, I felt important. I felt like I belonged there. You know what I mean? It just, you feed into it. Well, this guy uses it to his advantage. And what he does is he'll start his show, he'll start his show. He'll meet, random children, I should say, that are girls, and he'll invite them on stage. And then once the show's over, he'll invite some of them back to his hotel, or back to his, backstage, or whatever the case is. And he'll pick one out, or he picks a few out. And from what I understand from these interviews that this younger girl's doing, I can't remember her handle name, I'm sorry, but shout out to you for doing that, because you have a great heart, and I love you for that. It needs to be exposed, because all this stuff has happened like a decade ago, and this dude's still out breathing and alive and not suffering in jail for what he's doing. But what you got to understand also too is that the industry he's in, he's being protected. Why? Because Satanists protect pedophiles, because that's what they all are. Maybe not every one of them, but a lot of them, the majority. 9 times out of 10. But he grooms these girls. Like, for instance, the example I'm going to give you, I can't remember what the girl's name was. The girl was 14, maybe 15, and they were talking back and forth, flirting with each other, but he wasn't really doing much. And the sick thing about this is that he goes, "How old are you?" And she replies, "Hey, I'm 15." And he goes, "Oh, wow. Well, I didn't expect that. Like, you look really mature for your age. Like, you're so beautiful. You don't look like you're 15 at all." He's like, "You look a lot older than that, I'm trying to make it seem better, which we know it doesn't make anything better. And just imagine when before we were all aware of the Hollywood and everything, you had your favorite boy band, or you had your favorite singer or rapper or rock star or whatever, and just imagine the lead singer of a rock band that you love to listen to, messages you on MySpace or whatever social media app he's using, and wants to talk to you and telling you how beautiful you are, and hey, I want you to come out to my show so we can meet, and literally to the point where this dude, he'll talk to their parents and get to meet their parents, man. Like, it's just scary. It's scary to think about how, I don't want to say how easy it is, but how easy it is, Some guy who's famous, got a lot of fame, a lot of money, he has that wow effect on younger people, just like how, like I said, when I was young, I got to hang out with a band called Chiodos. Granted, I wasn't like Mr. Fanboy, whatever, but I was fucking excited because they were one of my favorite bands, and I got to hang out with them and drink beer with them. Granted, I wasn't 14 years old, but I got to hang out with them. It was cool, it was fun, But what this guy does is he uses that to his advantage. And long story short, this girl told him told him she was 15, and immediately afterwards, he started, talking sexual and trying to see how far he could push it, And these girls are young and impressionable, and I don't fault any of these girls for doing what they did, because like they said, they thought it was innocent. They thought it was cool because wow, some famous hugely famous guy, or he was hugely famous, is taking thinks I'm pretty and thinks I look older, and he wants to hang out with me. He wants me to come to his concerts and do this and do that. You get kind of starstruck, and I don't blame any of these victims for feeling that way, But long story short, he ends up meeting with this girl. She flies out from North Carolina all the way to California. I think it was California, LA or something, I'm not sure. She gets to the airport. She's terrified, nervous. I mean, she's 15 years old. I don't know. It was crazy to me to hear that. When I was 15, the last thing I thought about was going on a plane by myself. But that's neither here nor there. And dude's a half hour late or hour late or some shit. What the fuck? There's chickens in their yard. Sorry. Picks her up. They get in the car. They chit-chat for a little bit. And this dude is a, I don't know if deviant is the right word for that. That's just the first word that popped into my head. He's a sexual deviant. He gets off to having sex and having younger children perform sexual acts on him. And long story short, like he's done, I've watched multiple interviews of different different girls, and they pretty much all say the same thing, because he has this set way of luring them in, and then he ends up forcing himself upon them. And what they did, or what she did, she got in the car, they're driving home, and she thought that he pulled over, and I guess she thought that they were arriving, so he does his seatbelt, and then she undoes her seatbelt because I think they're about to get out the car, and then he immediately grabs her head and shoves his head down in his crotch, and literally forced her to give him oral sex, knowing that she's 15 years old. But like I said, he gets off to that kind of stuff. It's disgusting. And literally forced her to the point where she had a busted lip. She was bleeding from her lip or something like that. I mean, just disgustingly forceful. It just makes me sick to even talk about it, man. But it needs to be said, because these young women out here who are now grown up, you know, and a little bit older, they're all suffering, man. Like they all have some type of psychological trauma, some type of mental trauma, and they're all scarred for life because they thought that was what life was. But you know, for whatever reason, you know, they went through it, you know. And long story short, brings her all the way back to the house. Or I'm sorry, after he's done, he lets go, whatever, and she's absolutely terrified, whatever, and then he immediately starts trying to compliment her. Oh my God, that was so good, like you're so good at it, and this and that, trying to butter her up, make her feel better. And you know, it made her feel a little bit better, but not much. So they end up going all the way back to his house. They end up smoking, and he says, hey, I'm gonna go get a shower, and we're gonna go get something to eat or something like that. And and then he says, whatever you do, you can smoke as much weed as you want, but you're not allowed to drink. And then he also, right before they went into the house, he said, tell everyone if they ask that you're 19, which is I don't want to cuss, because I need to stop cussing, because they ruin the videos because of the algorithm or whatever. But it's disgusting. And this dude knows what he's doing, and he's very, very, I guess, well trained, because he's done it so many times. He's got his little niche that he does. I don't even know if that's the right word for it, but it's absolutely disgusting. So gets her back to the house, tells her she can't drink, and obviously the way that he said it, from what she said, was that obviously something happened with another underage girl before when she got drunk, and something bad happened. So he told her, there's no drinking, you're not allowed to drink. And I guess they party all night, whatever. And then of course he asked for her to sleep in his bed. And then right before they're about to go to sleep, or whatever it was, he starts rubbing her thighs and all this other stuff. And she just acts like she's asleep. Thank God, because he probably would have tried more, but he obviously didn't. And then they went to bed, and I think that was where I ended the interview. I can't remember, because I'm at work. I was at work, and I didn't get to watch the whole interview. But this dude does this, I mean, probably every day. And the problem with this guy, Dahvie, is that just like a heroin addict, or a gambling addict, or any addict, once you get a little taste of the dragon, you can't let it go. You know, you lose all willpower and all strength, and you want it more and more and more and more. And honestly, I mean, it's like stealing. You know what I mean? If you just the rush of robbing a bank, so to speak. You get a high off of that if you get away with it, and then you're like, well, shit, I got away with it once, might be able to do it again, and this guy's mentality. I mean, this guy's a grown-ass man. He's definitely got to be in his 30s, at least somewhere probably as old as me, maybe a little bit older, I'm not sure. But he was 25 back then, messing with these 9 to 14-year-old girls, and he knows it. Like, he prefers it, I'm sure there's 18-year-old girls and 20-year-old girls that were going to a show, but he didn't want those girls. And I mean, this guy's to the point where he would have 14, 13-year-old girls grinding up on his crotch on stage for everyone to see. And how he gets away with this, I don't know. But I also noticed that, a lot of his t-shirts and stuff that he wore, pentagram, Satanism, this and that, blah, blah, blah. The guy, obviously, I don't know 100%, but I could make a good guess and say that he sold his soul for what he did, because, I mean, when you listen to the music, it's terrible. I mean, it is absolutely terrible. I don't even understand how he even got that famous, but regardless, he did. And he's doing this shit to women, or girls. And long story short, he got caught one time. The police arrested him for, I guess, some underage girl giving him oral sex, and he got away with it. I don't know how he got away with it, but he got away with it, and it's disgusting. But we just need to spread this awareness, because this dude is still out here. He's still probably, well, I can only imagine how many other victims he's racked up now. I mean, I think he's a little bit hesitant now, and that's because obviously he can see all the shit that's been going down and all the stuff that people are saying about him, but right now he is trying to make a comeback. He's trying to sell merch. He's trying to gain followers, and you go on his Instagram, and it's, you got to be his friend to comment, and then every comment has to be approved by him, obviously, because anybody that starts trying to slander his name, he's not going to allow it to happen. Then you get blocked, yada, yada, yada. There's been multiple people who have tried to interview him to get his statement, and he refuses. So this dude is a sick piece of shit, all right? A sick piece of shit. And he's still out here, and he's still alive and breathing, and not saying that I wish death on anybody, but this dude's the ultimate scum, just like these pedophile elites who are doing the same thing. This guy's just doing it on a lower scale, and kind of, I guess, doing it by himself. He's not, part of some group or whatever, underground group where they're funneling trafficking kids and shit like that. But this dude's a sicko. I just wanted to make this post, and just let everybody know what's going on, and at least try to make some more people aware about it. But this dude needs to be shut down. I don't know what we can do as far as shutting him down. Honestly, I don't think. I think after so many victims are going to come out, the police are going to figure it out, and they're going to start questioning him. Now, I don't know if he can get in trouble since it's been so long, but all he needs to do, I mean, all we got to do, as sick as it is set the man up. Not necessarily with another underage girl. Obviously, she needs to be protected, but we'll play like she's underage and set his ass up, get him to do something, and then boom, he's done, But I am home now, and I think I've pretty much covered all angles, and I just want everyone to know that Dahvie Vanity, you should be rotting in hell right now. If not, you should be in prison, rotting in prison. You do not deserve to breathe on this earth. You are sick. You are mentally sick. You are mentally ill. and you are taking advantage and grooming little kids, little girls, all right? Not to mention you're raping them, you're forcing them to perform oral sex, and you're forcing them to do other kind of nasty things that not necessarily these girls want to do. And justice will be served. I've no doubt in my mind. We just got to keep making everyone aware of this shit, because it's disgusting. I mean, it is absolutely disgusting. But just wanted to put my 2 cents in. I want to say that I love you, all the victims. You know, hang in there, be strong. I know you guys, none of you know me. I know I'm not really a part of this emo scene anymore. That was back in the day. But I am a great person to talk to if you guys need to talk, if you want to vent, if you just want to cry, if you just want to, you know, chit chat, whatever. Just know that I'm here for you. If you have nobody at your house, father, mother, friends, brother, sister, anybody to talk to, just know that I'll be here. I'm here, you know. And for whatever reason, if you want to do interviews on multiple platforms explaining this so we can get the message all the way across the board, message me. I'm Cardo86 on Instagram. I'm Cardo86 on YouTube. And message me on Instagram, and we can set something up so that we can do some interviews. But if not, I wish you guys the best, and keep your head up. This guy's gonna go down, no doubt in my mind.